Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to whatever the fuck this is. I will be your master of fresh-tivities, actual chocolate. With me on commentary today is Extemporaneous Smith and Banjo Explosion. What up, boys?
What up?
My banjo explosion, because that's who I want to be.
Yes, that was. I'm going for that demographic.
I'm satisfied.
Excellent.
It does make sense. I should not be compared to anything with a banjo.
I used the biggest word that came off the top of my head to describe you, you pedantic motherfucker. We are live with Aquila round 17 at some kind of cow palace? Mossy cow palace? I don't understand.
We are at the Moscow circuit with the FIM layout. I actually don't know what the FIM layout stands for, but we'll go with it.
Formula in Mexico.
FIP.
Formula in Mexico, I don't think is the answer, but it might be.
Maybe Formula in Moscow.
Ooh.
Formula International Moscow. Solved
There we
it.
go.
I mean, I don't know if that's right, but I'm gonna say I solved it.
Formula Internacional de Moscow.
It's better than any guess I had coming into this, so there you go.
You kids and your crazy mossy cows. That's a Minecraft thing. No, that's mushroom cows. My bad.
Yeah, Max Simon going towards the end. This long-ass straightaway will be the main overtaking area for the track. We got a 15-man grid. It was going to be 16, but Reinaldo Tavares had some internet problems and was eliminated from the field. There you see everyone there. Mike Stockmill starting on pole ahead of Sean Kenny, Christopher Streppen, Andrew D., Wayne Hutchison, Richard Roche, Joe Racer, Max Simmons, who just actually overtook Joe Racer, Martin Edmonds, and James Boutelier were top 10.
We got Andrew, the urchin, Uniaki.
He's back!
Excellent.
Indeed, he has returned to the ESR fold for, I think, just this series, but still, happy to have him back.
Indeed, very much so. Travis, what the fuck's up?
I'm researching. I'm trying to figure out what FIM stands for. I'm not having any luck.
I'm gonna go with factual immolation matrimony.
That'd be intriguing, but not really racy.
I mean, immolation's kind of racy. You'd be running around.
It's the wrong kind of racy, though. It's kind of.
I mean, you'd be running fast.
We got red lights, and go. They head towards the first turn, which is basically full throttle when you're coming off the start line, which is interesting. So there they go. I'm
a little disappointed. No brake stands.
Oh! Michael Magus headfirst into the wall.
What a dick. Also drink.
I was trying to avoid contact with someone else, and the car didn't like to be under brakes where I did them. So that's what happened there. So up in front it is Stockmill, Kenny, and Verstappen, who are the three who have pulled away. Richard Roche is already quite a ways behind them. That's a bit bizarre. And he's got Max Simons on his tail, followed by Joe Racer, Martin Edmonds, and an absolutely terrible start from Andrew D. He's dropped it's Wayne Hutchison, who's dropped from, I do believe, P5 all the way down to P10 in a few corners. That's impressive in all the wrong ways.
Perhaps.
Martin Edmonds on the tail of Joe Racer with the aforementioned Andrew D. right behind them in the green and chrome car.
Very pretty.
I do like it. I think it's almost as good as the, I'm going to say as many times as I can, I would like the party platter Gulf oil.
Whatever you say, JFK.
Christopher Streppen, the weird vertical Belgian.
As we have completed one lap already, things are kind of settling down into like the front group here, and then it's kind of back to DeRoche and Simmons battling over fourth, and then Joe Racer, Martin Emmons, Andrew D. Maybe James Butler will be in that mix. I think Wayne Hutchinson will probably be able to get past Butler relatively soon. And then it's John Barker, Douglas DeGroot, Andrew Uniacke, Vic Nash, and Michael Magus rounding off the field.
Drink.
And congratulations to everyone. They managed to get here despite the massive Discord problems that occurred today.
Indeed.
Discord pretty much globally taking a giant shit.
Well, I mean, if you look in the Aquila chat room, if you scroll up, you'll find a heat map on the outages, and a lot of it seems to be centered around the Netherlands, which is interesting, given who's in first place.
The weird thing was, though, I believe
I'm not saying there was a worldwide virus released, definitely on Discord by Dutch people. I'm just saying, there might be a little causation correlation.
Supposedly, it was a server on the west coast of the United States, actually, that was the failure point.
Which caused a failure in northeastern Europe?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, sure, targeted. I'm just saying, perhaps somebody didn't want any extra ballast. That's not going to work.
So we have a little bit of a smaller grid than I think we would have had otherwise. I think there were like 2 or 3 guys who I think missed out on the action here due to not having the password, basically.
Maybe.
Of course, it forced the Academy race to be postponed until next week, although we did have the races still, just with a smaller field and a more of a practice scenario. Looked pretty good, actually. Some good performances by some newcomers to the field, and some people gave some really solid efforts, and I think you guys will be real pleased to see the results.
I will not be pleased.
It's because you're hard to please.
That's true. I am difficult.
Here's Max Simmons on the tail of Richard DeRoche.
We're 3 laps in, and the top 3 are still pretty close together.
Well, it should be mentioned that Stopmill and Kenny, of course, are dragging a considerable amount of ballast. We've now upgraded Mr. Mike Stopmill from cheerleader driving in the car with him to dude who plays the tuba.
He's got a whole shift of strippers in there.
Although I disagree with the tuba. The tuba, actually, I think it was the trombone. He said. I would say it's a trumpet. It's a trumpet player at best, really.
He's just seen that episode of Top Gear way too many times. Oh, that's the closest you're going to hear on audio, me making Mike laugh and not having liquid come out his nose.
It was very close. I was taking a drink when you made me laugh.
I know. I have ears. Max Zimzima, who get the keys to Mabiva? Which is the 93rd pronunciation we have for his name.
Indeed. We have it all. In fact, next week you're going to have the fun of Ziggy's debut and his name. Which he has foolishly informed you of all of his 3 middle names, and you can work with that.
I'm going to need to screenshot that because I'm going to forget. And I need to work in like 9 or 10 other NHL players from different localities.
Ziggy will be... We don't know what name Ziggy will actually be racing under. He's debating which of his 3 middle names to race under. Apparently Lithuanians just do 3 middle names.
I need him to just like bulk up. I don't know what the character limit is on him contributing names and character limits, but just fill it. Fill the whole thing. Whatever the first name is, whatever the last name is, just chalk it up as many letters as you can.
He explained the whole thing to me. Apparently in Lithuania, your mom and dad both pick a middle name for you, so that's 2 of them. And then the third one is based on where you were born. So.
So the government can track you.
It's not so much the government. It's more of like your local saint, basically, is the deal there. So,
press X for dead on that one.
So his mom picked Kaspari as his middle name.
Big hockey fan.
Apparently he has an uncle named Kaspari. and then his dad picked Maxime.
Big hockey fan.
That might be true. And he got Merrick for some reason to do with
Big hockey fan. Merrick Malik, best defenseman all time.
He is a Lithuanian, born in Estonia, now living in Canada.
I mean, at least he had the best possible connection of roots.
Indeed. So he'll be making his debut in the ACC series. Not tomorrow, but Sunday after tomorrow.
Sunday after tomorrow.
He'll actually be taking Travis's place in the Nine Shiza team. How do you feel?
No!
About Travis?
Never.
Well, I haven't wrecked him yet, so don't know how welcome he will be. We'll have to see.
He's gonna be at the back of the pack. He's really slow.
Well, that seems like a poor substitute for your boy, the man, the myth, legend, Travis Banjo Explosion Wallish.
Yeah, no, Travis is being replaced on the team by the combination of Ziggy and me, as I will be racing when Ziggy can't.
I don't know if that's a good...
It's not a great plan, but Steven suggested it, and he went with it. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, if he's in charge and making decisions, then he's entitled to be totally wrong about, whatever.
Got Verstappen putting a lot of pressure on Kenny here. This might be Stoffmill's opportunity to pull away, if he's going to pull away this race.
This is Verstappen's big chance, because, of course, he's carrying relatively minor amounts of ballast. I don't think he's carrying any ballast, actually. He had a rather weak round at Chang due to some accidents, and then a really weak round at Zhuhai, which has kept him pretty low in the championship pecking order, and as a result, pretty ballast-free. So that has helped him out considerably. And I think the other guy who might be on the move is Max Simon's there in 5th place. He is also pretty low on ballast.
Also, I think there's the wrong flag here. I'm pretty sure Max Zubzima, who got the keys to Mabima, is from outer Micronesia, not America.
I mean, we could probably just ask him.
It's an interesting livery, though. He's very multicultural.
Indeed, the CC competition Valvoline car. In fact, two Valvoline cars fighting with each other right now.
Like he's trying to set him up here, getting that run out.
Yeah, you want to get a good run out of that corner that they just went through there, because this long-ass straightaway, this is your prime overtaking opportunity, obviously.
You did get a good run.
Indeed.
Max Simmons are currently in the South African car.
I think his big problem was he was running a bit too much downforce, to be honest, on the car. These Aquilas are, of course, a bit weird in the sense that they have rather loose back ends. And as a result, you kind of want to put some downforce on them, but you know at the same time on the tracks we've chosen that it's just not a good idea. As Wayne Hutchinson motors up the inside of James Butler and takes the position. Or maybe not. Can Butler hold it? Butler might hold it.
Gonna have the inside here.
Yeah, it's good driving by James Butler, actually. Real calculated defense. I don't think he can hold Hutchinson for much longer, though. Hutchinson, of course, we were talking about, he qualified P5 and dropped to P10 on the first lap. So he's faster than his 9th place would indicate. Joe Racer, by the way, has had a moment at some point and dropped from 6th down to 11th. So bad news for Joe.
Tell you what, man, this race with the top 3 is, I wouldn't say entertaining, because they're kind of just driving, but...
Indeed. And Sean Kenny was talking about how he had no hope in this race. It was ridiculous.
I mean, this is the deepest into a race I've ever seen somebody be this close to Stoffmill.
Got pretty good hope.
It's making Stoffmill try to break the toe down the straightaway.
Yeah. I mean, okay, there's a couple of times where Caleb Gonzalez has signed up and been around and then actually beat Stoffmill. And I think a couple other people too.
Stoffmill made a mistake there. He went wide.
But I mean, competitively, keeping up with him.
Ironically, it was Sean Kenny who lost a spot there, and not Stoffmill. It's interesting.
It's because Sean is stoned.
As Christoph Verstappen has moved into second position.
Talking about downforce earlier, it looks like, just based off of what we saw on the, I guess we'll call it the back straight, the long one there towards the end of the lap, looks like Verstappen may be running a little too much downforce. He had the tow from both of the leaders.
And the ballast advantage. So
yeah, and still fell back on that straight.
Well, you see, what you gotta do is you apply all the downforce and make it squeal through the corners real hard like that. Oh, yeah. Wait, is that too far?
Might be a little too far.
No, I'm sorry.
Max Simons at some point did get around Richard Durocher, so Simons up to P4. And then it's the Canadian brigade of Durocher, Edmonds, and D.
D. That's your boy D.
And if Wayne Hutchinson could get past Butler there, that would be 4 Canadians in a row.
Also, if Martin's watching or listening to this and doesn't immediately change Mike's nickname to Extemporaneous Smith, I'm going to be very sad, because that was, I feel, an inspired choice. Feel free to change that on your own.
Christoph looking to go around the outside. I mean, I think that's more than just Stoppmill takes the defensive line there. And that's not going to work out. Looks like we've lost Douglas de Groot at some point.
No!
Shown as 5 laps down to Vic Nash. That, I would say, is the end of his race.
I am de Groot. I've totally been making that joke the entire time, and please everybody jump in on that train. I feel that him being out of this race has lowered the quality, and we need more little baby de Groots to spring up.
So Sean Kenny still putting the pressure on. Or, well, I shouldn't say still. I mean, he lost that spot not too long ago, but trying to come back at Christoph Verstappen. We do theorize that Verstappen here on the back straight is going to suffer a bit, that he might be running a little too much wing. And we'll see if that leads to Sean Kenny having any chance to come back at him in the CR1 racing car.
CR1 Bahardazada.
I guess we'll find out here. I noticed last time Stoffmill wasn't weaving. I think he realizes that Verstappen's running a bit of downforce.
Well, I mean, there was
not trying to break the toe.
There was a large internet problem going on, and him bobbing and weaving or not depends on him with the cocaine.
There he goes.
Oh, Verstappen going for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stoppmill just closes the door, though, as Sean Kenny kind of clumsily goes off the track.
Sean, what the hell? Have you got too artistic on that one? What's going on? I told that teacher lady I was artistic.
Very artistic.
Christoph, the paint stripper Verstappen.
Indeed.
The weird vertical Belgian.
Sadly, it's been noted that Josiah Jerome has signed out for the foreseeable future of all seasons.
Yes. Yeah, he's real busy with school, and he's only 12 years old, but has a voice deep enough to destroy your speakers.
Absolutely.
I maintain that he's actually taken off time to apply a lotion to certain regions of his body that the deep voice has enabled him to access. If you know what I'm saying. He needs a little physical rehab and probably some mental adjustment time, and he'll be back when he's good and ready, blowing the La Cucaracha horn.
As Verstappen trails Stoppmill into the backstretch once again. Ooh, flashing headlights. People flashing headlights at Mike Stoppmill? This is unheard of.
That is very unheard of. That's ridiculous. Why would you do that? That's going to make him angry, and that's going to make you lose bad.
As Verstappen still seems to have the answer going for him. Martin Edmonds under pressure from Andrew D. I know that Martin and Andrew were discussing after the race how Martin seemed to have the grunt in the straightaway to hold him off. So, unfortunately, that probably means we're not going to see a backstretch overtake between those two.
Possibly not.
Wayne Hutchinson has finally gotten past James Butler, as has John Barker, but being stuck behind the Brit has left him about 10 seconds adrift of his Canadian compatriots.
I'm sorry, did you say drifting?
Yes.
Interesting. Boys, what are we drinking tonight?
I just have water.
And by water, he means vodka.
Actually, I'm completely out of booze.
I'm all out of booze. I'm so lost without it.
I intend to go and pick some up sometime next week when I go shopping next.
I mean, next week. You act like you're not an alcoholic.
I mean, this is Saturday. Tomorrow is next week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you're saying we should have waited a day to do this?
Oh, we got the Academy tomorrow.
Oh, you're saying that I need to go on a booze run tomorrow. I get it.
Yes.
All right, I got you. Travis, will you be joining us?
It would be good to get a coach in on the commentary to dissect the Academy drivers and what they can learn about their performances.
Also, Travis, what are we drinking tonight?
A Sycamore Special Brownie Chocolate Stout.
Chocolate stout's best stout. If you're anybody out there, if you can find Young's Double Chocolate Stout in your stores, whatever stores they may be, buy that shit. Buy 4. Don't buy 1 or 2. If you buy 1, you're gonna be sad because it's gonna be gone and you're gonna be really angry. If you buy 2, it's gonna be pretty good, but you could have had more. If you buy 3, it's pretty much what you want there. But if you buy 4, that's the real ticket.
That's the ticket right there.
Don't question me. Just buy 4 of them and drink them, and you will be very happy with your life.
My friend Rob has been tormenting me all day.
Which
teasing
one?
Me. Not Dirty Rob. Not Dirty Rob.
Other Rob.
Other Rob. German in the Canadian Navy Rob.
Hey Rob.
He's been tormenting me all day because he found something out on the West Coast that I've been looking for a while.
Oh, what that is?
He found the sleeve.
Oh.
Not sleeve. The sleeve.
Yeah. No,
the proper shit.
Trust me, I have access to Market Sleeve.
He's been sending me pictures on my phone of him just like holding the bottle and being like, "Look what I found."
Tell him to mail some of the shit north, so I can send you pictures and taunt you even harder. I don't think he'll be like, if you tell him that I will taunt you, I'm sure he will just send it.
Oh, he'll be down with that. Yeah.
So I got a guy not too far. Please send.
Mm-hmm. He's in Vancouver, of course, with the.
That's not a real place.
He's currently in school with the Navy, actually.
For Stripping Dave. Wow.
Sean!
I think it scared Sean.
This is definitely 100,000%. Sorry to interrupt the alcohol podcast, but this is 100,000% the closest anybody's played Stoffmeal in a whole race that I've ever seen or can recollect due to alcoholic memory loss.
I mean, it's up there. The only time I can say that it's been closer has been if obviously those times where, something befalls Mr. Stoffmeal.
Yeah, I'm eliminating like mishaps and catastrophes and shenanigans, but like on a straight up 1-to-1 race, yeah, people hang this close for the first 5 or 7 laps. Travis, what's going on? Captain hang close. But I mean, for a whole race?
I mean, normally they just bask in the glory of his turbulence.
True. I mean, Travis and Christoph. Christoph has done it a couple times, maybe before.
Christoph has great pace, and he's still a developing racer, which is makes him even more possibly the guy to take the fight to Stoffmeal. Though he does, And he's calmed down a little bit lately. He's made that step where it's not necessarily he's gotten faster. It's not that he's gotten faster per se or anything like that. It's that he's learned when to push and when he just needs to be in a groove, which is nice.
Yeah. How much do you think this has affected Stoffmeal having actually somebody in his rearview mirror?
Probably not a lot. I mean, Stoffmeal has had people in his rear view. He has...
No, he hasn't.
He has done races outside of ESR where people...
No, he doesn't. The only races for ESR. Don't lie to the people.
Oh, no. There are other places you can race, Mr.
No. Only subscribe to ESR. Come onto the Discord. There are no other places.
There are no other race leagues.
Travis can testify.
But this is the first time in the Aquila series where there's been really a guy on his tail and demanding attention. Somebody
for
up
the
ahead.
whole thing? I don't remember it.
That's why I said the first time.
This is where he needs to do it. We're coming up.
Indeed.
No, they might get one.
Problem is that Stoffmeal's been getting the better of him on the brakes here in this corner every time, but maybe not this time. No, held him for now.
This first sector, I with clean air, I think Verstappen could set a much quicker sector.
Oh, he's got it!
No, too wide.
Too wide.
Not clear.
But he's still going to complete the overtake, maybe.
Oh, yeah, hit him.
Get him there.
Christoph Verstappen is through, although potential Stewart review for the track limits.
Give him the reverse pit.
Here we go.
And they will be coming up to some lap traffic later this lap. I think Vic Nash up ahead of them. They may catch him. We'll have to see about that. In the meantime, Sean Kenny getting a front row seat to this whole battle, but not really in it anymore.
Yeah, he's going to have to pull a bigger gap because he's definitely got an advantage through the first two sectors, but that third sector is where Stoffman's going to come back. He got more straights, less curves. Doing a good job, though. He's pulling the lead a little bit.
Speaking of which, John Barker has fallen 2 spots and is out of the top 10, losing spots to James Butler and Joe Racer. And Martin Edmonds has lost a spot to Andrew D. and has dropped back to 7th place.
He got the D.
Although Andrew is a little all over the place, and actually Wayne Hutchinson is hauling them in like you really wouldn't believe. I don't think he has enough time to really put a move in, but he's been putting some lap times in, and is getting pretty close.
Mike Stoffmeal, 2nd place with 5 seconds left in the race. I don't even know how to react to that.
Lap.
I think it will. Yeah. They were pretty close to the line. No,
that's checker flag.
Wow.
Dang.
For Verstappen.
So Christoph Verstappen is your race winner. Ahead of Mike Stoffmeal and Sean Kenny. Martin Edmonds going for the move here for 6th place against Andrew D in the final corner.
And also second best livery in the entire race.
I do like that livery.
It's good. It's the off blue with the off white.
Wayne Hutchinson, after a terrible start, brings it home in 8th place ahead of James Butler and Joe Racer. And this is Michael Magus coming towards the end here.
Oh, why couldn't we have seen that car? That's a good look. I like your choice.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I broke the car at the start of the race and therefore was slow.
Well, Mike Magus with the Ottawa Rough Riders shenanigans.
Indeed.
Second greatest Rough Riders in CFL.
I also have Sarah Hunty and Rochelle Guerin running. I think Sarah's actually running the exact same car, and Rochelle is running the teammate to this livery. Although I'm not sure if we're going to see Rochelle in this Aquila series the whole time. She keeps signing out because she can't find a place to race from.
We should get them on commentary.
That would be intriguing.
I'm definitely intrigued. Sarah Hunty and Rochelle, holla at you boys. Commentary. It'll be hilarious. Come on.
Indeed.
Come on. I'll even resist bullying you for at least 2 minutes.
Verstappen actually also had the fastest lap of the race, too. So nicely done.
Look at that solid Canadian contingent.
Mike Stockmill, second place, Sean Kenny, Simmons, DeRoche, Edmonds, D, Hutchinson, Butler, Racer, Barker, Unayaki, Magus, and Nash, your final results.
Canadian contingent and one straggler.
I think it's top 8 reverse grid, so pole will go to Wayne Hutchinson, I do believe.
Mike, and are you hiccuping on water?
Yeah.
My God, man.
And I am correct. It is the Tolman Motorsports car of Wayne Hutchinson that will start from pole. Hopefully he doesn't replicate his start from race 1, which was quite bad. So here's hoping he can get off the line a little better this time around.
Agreed. And you know what? During the what are we drinking segment, I totally forgot to reveal I am drinking Bacardi Black. Straight out of the bottle.
All right. I'm liking Andrew D's chances for maybe a surprise result here starting on the front row. We know he's got pace, so let's see if he can deliver.
Look at the Canadians.
Indeed. In fact, top 4 all Canadians. That's nice.
All Canadians all the time.
All right, we head through corner 1. Hutchinson retains the lead. In fact, it is the 4 Canadians. 1, 2, 3, 4 still. Sean Kenny, the highest placed
figured out
non-Canadian.
Listen, if you're out there and you're not watching Letterkenny, you suck.
Indeed. A couple of cars going really wide there, so we'll see what everything sorts out. It's Andrew D who's getting swallowed up, so I may have caster cursed Andrew D. Said he would perhaps be doing things from second on the grid.
Listen,
back to
Stoffmill was behind. You haven't cursed anybody yet. That's just how life works.
Well, he also lost spots to Martin Edmonds and Richard DeRoche.
And
everyone else on the grid.
And oh my God.
Yep, Andrew D very off the track and to the back. So yeah, that would be a caster curse right there. Sorry, Andrew. I mean, we're not doing this live, so it's not really a caster curse.
Not really. Retroactive.
I totally forgot that he tumbled down the order like that. But it is Hutchinson from Edmonds and DeRoche. So 3 Canadians still up on the podium, but they got Mike Stockmill, Sean Kenny, and Max Simmons. Christopher Streppin up to 7th place after his race 1 victory. And it is James Butler, Joe Racer, and John Barker rounding off the top 10. 3 wide into the final quarter. This can be ballsy. Martin Edmonds is the one to the furthest inside. DeRoche in the middle. Hutchinson on the outside.
They made it.
They made it, and they may go 3 wide into turn 1, which is not a great... yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Something was definitely going to give, and DeRoche got the worst of that. And Mike Stockmill's to first place.
Oh, Sean Kenny's going to get another run at it, though.
Well, Sean Kenny's got to worry about slamming the door shut on Martin Edmonds first, I think.
Nah, it's fine. You just put him in the wall.
And Martin is there. Ooh, one of the yellow cars off the track. I'm not sure if that was Hutchinson or Verstappen. I think it was Verstappen. Took a
yes,
liberal thought to the line. Hutchinson dropping back, so something happened to him. Now, Andrew D and Wayne Hutchinson are now going to have to make a comeback run. Andrew D is really far behind. That is not good.
Maxwell Zimzima, who got the keys to Mabima, currently in 4th place with the South African livery.
So yeah, it is Stockmill, Kenny, Edmonds, Simmons, Verstappen, Butler up to 6th place. Joe Racer, John Barker, Michael Magus, and Richard DeRoche, your top 10.
Wait, you're in the top 10?
I am.
Amazing. Wait, are there less than 8 cars?
There are 14 cars.
Oh my goodness!
We're really down to 13, I think. I think Andrew D at this point messed up his pit stop and wound up exiting.
He did not challenge the Greek freak, the anger god himself. Listen, Travis, don't get angry.
Federico's Vanger would have finished this race.
Federico's would have finished this race, 100%.
Oh, he would have.
That boy would have finished on 1 piston and a tire.
Car would have been a unicycle. Still be going.
Hell yeah. One stroke, 1 tire, and a strut.
Sean Kenny and Mike Stockmill have kind of left Martin Edmonds for dead. Now, the downside of this is that Christoph Verstappen is still behind Edmonds, and he's acting as a bit of a cork in the bottle, which means we might not see anyone to really challenge Stockmill here in race 2, because I just don't think Sean Kenny has it in him, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, did somebody say cork in a bottle?
Sean's definitely got the pace, but it doesn't seem like he has the delta anywhere to make like an overtake or make life really difficult for Stockmill, I think.
That equals true.
He seems to be driving pretty hard, trying to just keep pace.
Mm-hmm. That's the other thing is we're seeing a lot of mistakes, a lot of going wide, a lot of inopportune lines being used. So he's definitely on the ragged edge, and that's slightly problematic.
This particular race brought to you by Young's Double Chocolate Stout, unofficial sponsor of Goddamn That Tastes Good.
Everybody actually was on the straightaway there at the same time, so the field is actually pretty close to this date. Verstappen moving into 4th place ahead of Max Simmons. We'll see if Simmons can make anything happen here. Possible. Simmons has got great pace, but sometimes doesn't really know when discretion is the better part of valor.
And also legal lapse.
That too. He is the king of not being able to do Nordschleife in a legal manner. Joe Racer off the track there.
That's just a big wave to the camera. That's what that is.
I thought Joe also had one of your favorite liveries there, the black and gold.
The black and gold is definitely second place. It's Juan Barcadero here in the best livery that's ever existed in Gulf oil. I can't think of a single thing that I've seen in Gulf.
Oh, hey! Joe just kind of lost it there. I don't know what happened.
That man went for an ill-calibrated torpedo and ended up in a coral reef. But like I said, there's not a single thing I've ever seen, let alone vehicles. There's nothing I've ever seen that had a Gulf oil livery on it that's ever been less than totally awesome.
It is a very solid color combination and pattern. Definitely surprised.
I can't think you could totally paint something totally red, like Ferrari red. Mm-hmm. But cool, it's red with like black outline. But the Gulf stands forever.
It is definitely up there as the iconic sports car liveries shortlist.
Gulf OP, please no.
I rather like most of these liveries actually. They're all pretty nice.
Sean's got the worst.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Sean's like just complete white monstrosity there, but
it's very boring.
But
Sean, what the fuck?
And admittedly, the Tolman car here with Verstappen, not super creative. I mean, just very yellow. But you know what? It stands out.
You'd like that being a Steelers fan.
I am not a Steelers fan. Fuck Ben Roethlisberger. Screw Ben Roethlisberger. I've not been a fan of the team since Mike Tomczak was quarterback.
What? You're not a fan of the ruthless bugger?
No. Most overrated QB of all time.
I don't know about that. Well,
I mean, there are other candidates, but he's up there.
Yeah, you're not totally wrong.
We're stepping down the inside in 3rd place.
Totally fat.
Well, no, it's just that like people like, oh, he's top 5 QB. I'm like, I don't know many top 5 QBs that miss the first 5 games of the season and come back to a team that's 4-1. Like, it's just not how it works.
Yeah, it's an anomaly. In modern era, I think he's probably top 5.
No,
if you go outside modern era, if you go outside these 10 to 12 years, top 5. Or no. I mean, not top 5, but inside these 10 to 12 years, top 5.
No.
Especially because Terry Bradshaw's a sour bitch.
No, you got Tom Brady, you got Aaron Rodgers easily above them.
Aaron Rodgers ain't won nothing but one fucking Super Bowl.
It's Super Bowl count, rings don't count. I'm sorry. When Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl ring, it didn't really become the be-all, end-all of quarterbacks.
I would like to reveal to everybody that Mike is a massive Green Bay Packers fan, and therefore hugely biased.
Oh no, I fully see Aaron Rodgers' flaws as, frankly, a little bit of a human being, and
I mean, he's very
egotistical guy.
Is he? I didn't know he was.
Oh yeah, no, like, I mean, Mike McCarthy got fired as the Green Bay Packers head coach basically because Aaron Rodgers said so. Really? So
he's the Kobe of the NFL.
I wouldn't go so far to be the Kobe. Kobe's very outspoken. Aaron Rodgers is at least a reserved individual. But he definitely has some personality quirks that make him a less than ideal teammate.
And by personality quirks, you mean the lazy eye?
That's more of a physical quirk, man. Sean Kenny on the tail here of Mike Stockmill, looking to make the move.
Oh, sure, change the subject.
I mean, all I have to say really is the most recent Gridiron Heights episode of Big Ben Roethlisberger with the clown parody of trying to feed on the souls of his draft class. That was pretty good.
Pretty good.
And there's a bit where like he's trying to get the new draft class, and Jameis Winston is like looking down into the sewer, and he's like, "Would you like to?" And he holds out like some cake, and Jameis Winston just appears in the sewer, and he just goes, "Oh, your decision making just led you to the gutter." Okay.
Good old Jameis. Didn't he get busted for like a lot of really not good stuff in college?
Yes.
Good old Jameis, fucking trash bag Jameson.
Yeah, that draft class had 2 can't miss quarterbacks, neither of which are really good.
Boy, oh boy. And neither of them landed in Middle Tennessee, home of Travisio.
One did land in Tennessee with the Titans, though, ironically.
Oh, okay.
Marcus Mariota.
Travis Wallace currently situated in East Tennessee.
I mean, kind of.
The island nation of East Tennessee.
Sean Kenny still in second place.
Farther east.
He is keeping with Mike Stockmill. I honestly thought Stockmill would have broken him by now, but he's still within 0.4 of a second.
Well, how much ballast does Stockmill have?
50 some odd kilos.
Holy shit. That is
a familiar yellow car back there too.
Stupid hot stripper in the car with him.
Indeed, Verstappen up into third place, but 3 seconds to catch him, or 13 minutes to catch 3 seconds. It's doable, I suppose.
Depends on how hard Sean's gonna push on Mike here.
That's the thing. Sean Kenny right now. Christoph Verstappen is the president of the Sean Kenny fan club right now, to try and put some pressure on Stockmill. Richard DeRoche continues to cut his way through the field, overtaking John Barker there for 7th place.
This is legit the closest back-to-back races I've ever seen anybody playing to Stockmill.
That's true.
Okay, sure, you got one guy that's going to do really good, and then we do the reverse grid, and then, like, stuff happens, right? But 2 races in a row? The same 2 guys? What?
Although Verstappen appears to be losing ground to them right now, so that's a little bit disappointing.
Listen, Stockmill, if you're out there and you watch this and you listen to what I'm saying right here, and if you want to comment, let us know. Like, were you on, like, 2 kilograms of heroin? Did you have, like, way too much smoked meat before the race? Did you really have to pee and you were distracted? Or were these guys just actually that good?
Oh boy!
Sean Kenny thought about it.
Man.
Quick shout out, because we really haven't made this the story that it is. James Butler's 6th place.
Bootlier.
He kind of inherited a good position off of the carnage early on, but he's maintained it, and he's not even that far off the lead. In fact, in some of these shots, you can see his blue car in the background, so he's having maybe the best race of his career. Here is John Barker, who recently lost a spot to Richard DeRoche, so I don't think he really is going to be able to come back at DeRoche, but we'll see. Wayne Hutchinson in the background there in 9th place.
I think anybody rocking the Gulf Oil livery should just automatically be given 5 extra points per race.
Then we just have a full field of Gulfs.
I am not in any way thinking that's a bad idea.
It probably is, to be honest.
Well, I mean, Stop Mill's not going to do it at that point. And then just racing and craziness.
And here's Wayne Hutchinson getting closer and closer to the rear of John Barker. A little bit out of shape there in that corner. Back to Sean Kenny, still putting the pressure on. A 39.102 is his best lap. Be interesting to know what Stop Mill's best lap is, but we have not focused on his car in some time.
Stop Mill's best lap currently 1 second.
And there's a battle going on for 10th place between Michael Magus and Joe Racer, two longtime rivals. We'll see how that goes.
Place him within the wall.
I think we have successfully placed each other within the wall a couple of times.
That sounds pretty good.
Wayne Hutchinson all over the back of John Barker now, so the pressure is on. But to be honest, you don't really crack John Barker. He's about as cool of a customer as you can get. And here is Racer and Magus.
Good lord.
A little bit of a squeeze. And there goes Racer through into 10th position. See if Magus can make a comeback here in the Aquila Racing Cars team. Wayne Hutchinson still on the tail of John Barker. Gentlemen, where do you think that Wayne will get it done, and if so, what turn?
Put it on the wall.
Well, we haven't seen much of the battle, so I don't know what the downforce scenario is, but I'd say his best shot would probably be the final corner. The longest straight into the tightest corner, that's a great opportunity to pass.
Indeed. In fact, we are coming towards that back straight now, actually. This corner and then onto the back straight. Here we go. Let's see if Wayne can make up some ground on John Barker. Gotta say, Wayne has not really taken advantage of what were two really good grid positions here today. And his results have been a little bit paltry for what he probably is capable of doing.
I vote we have him sent to a re-education camp in Hawaii.
That just feels like a vacation with extra steps.
That's kind of what we'll go for.
So apparently we're going to stick with this for a bit. Verstappen, by the way, has closed the gap to about 3 seconds to Sean Kenny, but unfortunately Sean is starting to drop back from Stop Mill finally. Still within striking distance. Second and a half is far from a secure lead. But it is the biggest lead he's had in a while. By the way, Wayne Hutchinson is going for it. And bullies John Barker wide a little bit there. But can he get the job done? Because it's given Barker a good defensive line here into this tight turn. And indeed, he will hold on to the position for the time being.
Can you see the time being?
Yes.
Excellent.
In the meantime, I'm going to leave you a little secret here. Michael Magus is off exploring the various grass-cutting options.
Sir, what do you have to say about your horticultural experiences?
Grass around Moscow, it's surprisingly lush for such a northern climate.
Excellent, excellent. Would you rather be racing one of the scissor lifts?
I mean, for that over-country excursion I had, probably.
Can I get some ingenious hacker out there to come up with a game mode where we can all race scissor lifts the entire time?
That would be intriguing.
I would be intrigued. Please, anybody out there listening at Sector 3, Scissor Lift Grand Prix, Halloween or April Fools, you take your pick. Come on. Come on!
Max Simmons has been on the tail of Martin Edmonds for a really long time and hasn't really been able to do anything about the Canadian so far. Do not know. Oh, John Barker off the track.
Uh-oh. Perhaps he could hold a referendum.
And that will let Wayne Hutchinson through into 8th position.
Ladies and gentlemen, Moscow, not to be confused with Fern Cow. Just putting that out there.
So Max Simmons has dropped back a little bit, and we'll see if he goes on the attack again with about 5 minutes here to play on Martin Edmonds.
Yeah, with the open track this round, I'm surprised Verstappen wasn't able to close that gap.
I mean, it is closing. He's got down to about 2.5 seconds now to Sean Kenny, about a little under 4 seconds to the lead. But yeah, he's not really made a lot of inroads on the matter, and hasn't shown that pace that he showed in race number 1 quite yet. He has left the battle here between Martin Edmonds and Max Simons for dead, though. So definitively stamping his authority on a podium here, double podium. But still battling to try and make inroads into the top 2.
Uh-oh.
Ooh! Simmons got a little bit of the back end of Edmonds, I think, and had to take to the grass. Meantime, here is John Barker trying to get back at Wayne Hutchinson. Has not been able to make any inroads at this time. Joe Racer back into the top 10. I think we saw that overtake on Mike Magus. A bit of an interesting pair of races for Joe Racer. He's had some incidents, some contacts that have robbed him of probably better results than he is going to walk away from today with. Let's see, what battles do we really have? Nothing really. Probably your most likely overtake is Simons on Edmonds, but that's a battle that's been going on for so long without Simons really making any solid attempt on that 4th place that I am reticent to suggest that it is going to occur here in the last 3 minutes.
Put him in the wall.
I mean, that is an option. I know Travis would co-sign that option.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Actually, Travis, since you're being completely unceremoniously booted off of 9 Shiza, why don't you and I form a new racing team and call it 9.5 Shiza?
Sure.
Excellent.
Go with that.
You can catch Byron's debut as a member of 9.5 Shiza Racing coming up next week.
Cute Excite Bike footage.
God, I loved that game.
It was really damn good.
I love that game.
Hell yeah. Excite Bike, competitive Excite Bike.
It was the game that everyone, all of my friends were like, yeah, I really like the game. Then they raced me and realized they didn't
shit.
like the game anymore. I kind of kicked their butts.
You're mean.
Because I would dump them off their bike.
Wait, did you design the tracks yourself?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, I mean...
A couple of them, yeah. A couple. Oh. Actually, my cousin had a large pile of actually really...
You're one of those low kick in the corner motherfuckers, aren't you?
Yup.
Asshole. Why can't you translate that into, like, racing success?
Verstappen is on the tail of Sean Kenny now, so that 2nd place is not safe. I would say 1st probably is, but Verstappen could get to 2nd.
Mike Stoffman with the greatest lead he's ever had since, like, the race he raced before this previous race, before the race, this race.
Can
previously.
Verstappen get the job done against Sean Kenny? And
well, he can if Kenny's going out there.
That's your answer right there. Sean Kenny just taking all the suspense out of it by going
what's the wear factor on the tires and fuel for this one?
They were I don't know what they are specifically, but it's high enough that the tires were not happy by the end of the race.
So how the hell is Martin Edmonds in the top 20?
I don't understand, to be honest. He seems to actually be able to preserve the tires in these cars. Some level.
Does Martin somehow get the tires so hot and liquefied that he's literally a hovercraft at this point?
I mean, probably.
He's the hovercraft.
Having watched Martin race at his house, I can confirm that the tires will scream. It's a terrible sound.
Scream harder than me with chili.
Indeed. Michael Magus with a late overtake on Andrew Uniyaki, moving into 11th position. Still to play for here for 4th place. Little surprised Simons has not found a way around at some point, to be honest. I thought that was going to happen. We've got the checkered flag. I believe Mike Stockmill has claimed victory from Christopher Streppin and Sean Kenny. Martin Edmonds at the last corner holds on to 4th place. Max Simons with some celebration at the end. I'm not really sure if that was a great plan. James Butler brings it home in 6th place. Congratulations to James ahead of Richard DeRoche. We have joined... This is Andrew Uniyaki back in 12th position. No Regrets Racing.
No regrets.
Come to the line. I think it's just the Mr. Uniyaki and then the car directly in front of him, directly behind him, Michael Magus and Vic Nash, who have yet to finish the race. Judging by the fact that Magus is rapidly catching Joe Racer, suggesting that Joe is on a cooldown lap. And there will be our final finisher on the day, 13th place, Vic Nash, Media Corp Racing. There is your final results. The fastest lap went to Sean Kenny, 38.9. I believe that is the only person in both races to get down into the 138. So congratulations, Sean. Unfortunately, just a pair of thirds to your name, though, on this particular day. Mike Stockmill, Christopher Streppin, Sean Kenny, your podium, Martin Edmonds, Max Simmons, James Butler, Richard DeRoche, Wayne Hutchison, John Barker, and Joe Racer, your top 10. I will have a quick look to see if Martin has put up the updated standings for the series, and we can give a quick rundown of those. Indeed, he has. Mike Stockmill leads with 560 points from 476 of Sean Kenny. Martin Edmonds on 430, 429 for Christopher Streppin, 426 for Max Simons, 411 for Richard DeRoche, 337 for Wayne Hutchinson, Joe Racer 300, 288 for Andrew D, and 286 for the absent Lachlan Nichols.
I mean, that's safest for all people if he's absent.
You're not going to get an argument from me.
That's the joke.
Gentlemen, your final thoughts on the Aquila action from today.
Liberate Hong Kong.
Liberate Hong Kong. Solid thought. Travis.
Very entertaining. I'm glad that I got the chance to sit in again.
Hell yeah.
Always welcome.
Hell yeah.
Next up for the Aquilas is the Mid-Ohio Enduro race. Should be mentioned that Martin is a little...
Hell yeah!
Oh, no, I was going to say I might make a surprise appearance for that round, but I have a 12-hour Daytona race next weekend, so I doubt that I will be doing that.
I don't think it's next weekend, actually.
That sounds like quite a
Oh,
talk.
every other week?
It is. It is.
Oh,
It is next
okay.
weekend.
Damn.
I was for some reason thinking there was something in between, but unfortunately that's not the case. And then we have
You heard it here, folks. 12-hour Mid-Ohio.
then we have a round 7 at most to finish up the season on the 21st of December, and we wrap it all up before Christmas. There you go. And a credit to Andy Uniacke, who had a very safe race and is now the safest racer in the series. So there you go.
In the history of mankind.
I would not go that far.
Safer than a pillow wrapped in cotton swabs covered in kittens.
We'll be back at you with the unofficial Academy round that occurred today. That'll be done possibly tomorrow, possibly later on.
I actually legit thought you'd stopped recording before I said that out loud.
No, that's recorded.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, have fun and enjoy your Sunday dubstep marathon and or worship service thing. Bye!
And peace.